Welcome to the face behind the brand. Hope everybody's good today. Come on in. Come on in. Hello there. Hey, Mom. Hope everybody's good tonight. Come on in. Welcome to the face behind the brand. I'm really excited about tonight's show. Oh, well, thank you. I feel great. Thank you so much. Hello. We've got people coming in. Come on in. Our special guest is set to arrive. We got, let's see, got Black and Pink. Got Lily Jean. Thank you so much. I see our wonderful guest has arrived, so I'm going to let him in and keep it going. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Come on in. There we go. Get everybody pumped up. Here we go. Hey. Come on in. Welcome. What's going on, King?
I should have worn my red. Something told me to put my red on.
Oh, shoot.
What's happening?
What's going on? I'm so glad to see you.
Man, you looking fabulous. Man, I should have put my little red on though.
You know I got to try.
What's up? Shout out to everybody in the room. Pulled up to show some love to me and Mo tonight. I appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all so much.
I see Asia Star in the building.
Asia, my little sister in the building. What's up?
I'm Lily Jean.
Thank you so much, Monique. I really appreciate it, though.
Thank you. So welcome to the face behind the brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are the incredible CEO, producer, radio personality, okay, of the syndicated radio show. Let me emphasize that. The Vibe Show 97.9 FM, Vibe One magazine. This man is a songwriter, a recording artist, a graphic designer, a media promoter. KANODADON.
Thank you so much, man. What an amazing. You know what? Like being on the other side, it's just like it's this weird feeling because I'm so used to being on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's just an honor just to know anybody wanna talk to you. You know what I mean? Like and see value in you. Yeah. I just think that it's just amazing. So it's a blessing for me. I've been super excited about this, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank God for you. And I'll circle back all the way. Of course, thank you for my interview last week. Thank God for A.B. Butler, you know.
Shout out to A.B. right there. I love that guy.
Thankful, to God for just everything that's happening right now. And without any of these people, we got to pay our homage to these folks. Very important. So welcome. So how was your day today?
You know what? My day been excited since yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been on this cloud. Today was actually a good day. I'm feeling better. All graces to God, feeling better. I've been ill for a few days and managed to, get over that. And here I am today, feeling well and back in the saddle, ready to go and hanging out with my sis, man, the queen, the one and only, face behind the brand.
Face behind the brand, the vibe.
See, I got my cup right, huh?
Show 97.9. Well, you look good. I'm glad you're feeling better. And you know what I told you.
Thank you.
I told you, of course, anytime, and people should know, it's not a secret, anytime illness occurs, my mom has always shared with me that karma is being dissipated. Something good is on its way very quickly.
Right.
So, you know, we got to go through it to get to it. So let's get into it, okay?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You are from Dallas, Texas, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to me about your background. You of course, I know we were in Baton Rouge tonight, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so take me back to Dallas.
Well, I'm blessed to say that I had the opportunity to have a real childhood. You know, not like today's time where things are so guarded. You know, I grew up in the country. You know, my grandparents, of course, my mom had me young, you know, while she, you know, was going to college and stuff like that or whatever. So was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather, which, you know, they're deceased today, but rest in peace to them, and my aunt. So, you know, being raised in the country, you know, you have that opportunity to growing up in a little small town or whatever, which is basically Faraday, Louisiana. Had an opportunity to have a childhood and you know, be able to play outside, fly kites, build clubhouses, you know, go hiking and you know, do all the really just be a child. You know, it was no devices or nothing like that or whatever. So, you know, it was an opportunity to really work on those personal skills with getting to know people and kids and, you know, growing up in that manner. Yeah. So, you know, when my mom, you know, was going to college and stuff, and once she got situated or whatever, you know, got a home and all of that, you know, she came and got, my brother came along then too. So it's three of us. Wow. You know, with my mom, me, I'm the oldest, and it's my brother, and then it's my little sister or whatever. So, you know, she came and got us, raised us, you know, single parent or whatever. And me being the oldest, I just always absorbed that energy of being the oldest and never really wanted to put a lot on my mom. You know what I mean? Like, cause I absorbed the struggle. Yes. And I understood what my mom was going through. You know, she a retired school teacher. She, you know, been teaching for over 50 years. And wow. So, you know, I went through that process of, you know, my mom having boys before my sister come along, you know, so my mama was real, she was strict, but, you know, she just always kept us in pocket and always gave us direction, especially being a teacher or whatever. So you already know how it is growing up in a teacher household. It's always correction going on. Yes. So it was dope. I had a dope childhood. I'm glad. I'm proud to say that. I tell anybody that. Yes, absolutely. Well, shout out to the queen, your mom, for an amazing job. I mean, you know, I could imagine teaching in school and teaching at home. Okay. At school. You know, yeah. That's big. I see Vibe Show Casper is in the building. I saw Eva earlier. Shout out to Cass, man. What's up, Casper? Lily Jean in the building. Lily Jean, Eva, Constance. And, you know, I want to talk about influence because obviously, yes, your mom was a great influence. Talk to me about where the music began. Who were you listening to in the house? Who was mom playing in the household? You know, it's crazy because nobody in the family is really a musician or anything like that. But I pretty much gathered my music bug came from the eras. You know, watching videos, listening to music. Of course, my mom always played music and stuff like that, but it wasn't really a heavy influence. Yeah. As far as music, you know, I grew up in the eras of you know, watching hip hop evolve and you know, the Fat Boys era, the breakdancing era, and all of that stuff. So, you know, watching those movies, I was inspired by movies. Yes. You know, watching The Last Dragon, and you know, hearing the music, and then you know, watching Beat Street, Crush Groove. You know, I became addicted to the hip hop culture.
Yes.
You know, from what they wore to, you know, trying to be a breaker myself, trying to emulate everything that, you know, was a part of the hip hop culture. I always loved that stuff. The culture was different then, you know, the style, you know, when LL and them hit the scene and, you know, the big chains and always, I just fell in love with all of that whole ambiance of hip hop. I fell in love with that. And that's where it all started. For me, as far as my passion for the arts and loving music and hip hop and everything that it involved. But, you know, I think that it really started for me, you know, as far as making music was, I asked my mom for a drum set when I was really, really young. And I'll never forget, I got that drum set for Christmas. And I never got off of it until I broke it. And it, you know, it was aggravating to them because I'm up early in the morning playing on those drums, just hitting them cymbals and just the sounds. That's when I started falling in love with sounds. And then, of course, as I got older, got in elementary, you know, I was a real good beatboxer. You know, I fell in love with the human beatbox and all that. So I always tried to emulate everything and tried to, you know, be like everybody, you know, everybody that I loved, the Fat Boys and all this. I loved all of that stuff, man. So I became this great beatboxer. So, you know, people used to always want to battle me all the time in elementary school. You know, we used to have these battles out on the yard when we can go outside. You know, we used to go out there and, you know, I used to battle people because, you know, I just took it a step further because they always thought it was amazing with me because I used to make sound effects while I was beatboxing and stuff or whatever. So, you know, I wanted it to sound as close to music as I possibly could get it. So everybody else was just beatboxing, but I was doing you know, I might have the music playing behind it, just trying to make as many sounds as I could. And that kind of put me on another level. So that kind of spawned my interest into the production side. You know, and as we got in middle school, that hunger started to grow. And then, of course, early stages of high school was when I actually started to visit studios and start getting in the mix with learning about equipment and learning what I needed to get as far as to, you know, get my little production thing going.
Well, I call it a big production thing, okay? Because I've had the opportunity to hear some amazing sounds. I'm still digging through, okay? So you have, of course, had the opportunity to be around record labels, to be around many, of course, artists that we're talking about here. You know, we're gonna take a long dive into it because this is a little.
Let's do it.
This is a little deeper, I think, than some even know. You are a producer, you are a writer, you are a recording artist.
Right.
Okay, so talk to me about you know, the beginning of course, when you were working on that album. And what transpired with you in that creation?
Well, you know, once I really started getting into the production side of it, because you know, I started doing talent shows and stuff like that. I think that first major thing where I really wanted to start taking it serious was when we had a talent show in middle school that eventually me and two of my friends, we end up winning that competition. We got up there, I think we did LL, I'm Bad. And of course I had to be L, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up winning that talent show. And then it went from that to, you know, really starting to get into the production side of it. Really, you know, production was really my first love though. Before I even started to pick up a pen or anything like that and started penning joints or whatever, I was in love with, you know, making the music and the sounds. I always been in love with sounds because I always been like a feeling producer. You know, I make music when I started making my own the way that, you know, I felt or the mood that I was in or whatever. You know, I just, you know, wouldn't go in and be like, yeah, I'm about to make a club track. You know what I mean? Like I always was like, you know, building tracks from the ground up is, you know, it's a difference. And, you know, then, you know, we had the hardware then at that point. It wasn't just the laptops and Fruit Loops and all that. It wasn't that, it was the keyboards, it was the workstations, it was the 808s, the MP3s, you know, it was all of all of the things, you know, having a band in there and all of that stuff or whatever, you know, all of that was, you know, toting around all of the gear.
Yeah.
You know, then we started doing shows and stuff like that, you know, in Baton Rouge. This was around the time when I started really getting into it heavy, was when, you know, they had a group called OAK. They had Nero, MC Nero was around then, and C-Loke, and that was when concentration camp and all that stuff. So, you know, Baton Rouge, you know, was really kind of jumping off, you know what I mean? We had some hitters that was around or whatever, you know, and I was in the midst of all of that by, you know, connecting with a whole bunch of different producers and, you know, working with Greg Dukes and Nero and working on these different amazing projects and stuff like that, which garnered me from producing for so long to, you know, doing things with PNM, you know what I'm saying, and end up, you know, doing some producing, you know, over there when they came and moved to the city or whatever. So I just started finding myself in the mix with so many different people. Just by being involved with the music, I started to be around all this stuff and, you know, being around different celebrities and learning so much stuff. Like I learned a lot, you know, being around PNM and being, you know, on the production team, you know what I mean? Like I learned a lot, you know. I also learned a lot about, you know, the business as well. You know, I learned I wasn't making no money, you know, because I was, you know, green.
Yeah, we never make a lot.
Learning.
We never make money in the beginning.
Right. But I learned so much. Shout out to Miss Hall, that's family. I love you. But you know, that's when it got serious for me. And then you know, working with different artists, you know, producing and making things for them or whatever. People would always say, because I was always good with hooks and stuff, writing hooks for other people, because they come there to record or do things when I got my own studio or whatever. And they always needed hooks and, you know, and always helped in that space. They were like, man, you so dope with the hooks, man. You ought to drop you an album yourself, man. But I, you know, my love wasn't really there then until, you know, one day, you know, messing around with, you know, with my cousin Jomo or whatever. And we started writing together. Okay. And that's where it all started. Then when me and him started writing together, and we recorded our first little project together or whatever. But the funny thing was, it's like, you know, we didn't really get a lot of love then. You know how your friends be and stuff like that or whatever. We didn't really get a lot of love then, but we never stopped grinding and trying to get better. I got better with the production part of it. My cousin ended up going off getting a deal. And so I was kind of by myself then at that point. Okay. And he was the first to really get like a real record deal. You know what I'm saying? Jomo had a record deal out in Cali. And I was kind of by myself then at that point. You know what I mean? So that kind of, and it left me where I had to really garner my skills and get my skills more tighter, because, and I always listened to everything with being a producer, which another thing that put me on a different level was because I was listening to New York music and you know, West Coast music. I listened to everything, the Sebos, the Jays, the Lost Boys. Like I was on everything. So that's why my music always sounded so different, because I wasn't, even though, you know, I was from the South, I fell in love with everything because I just love the culture. Yes. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So with making music, mine was always, the flows was always on another level and always different, because I loved all of the MCs. I loved music, period. You know what I mean? So that's how it kind of got going for me. And I just got serious with it and got better over the years. And funny thing, Casper been with me. That's my right hand. Casper is my Memphis Bleak. Vibe Show Casper been with me in every studio, sleeping in studios with me. Casper been in Casper got almost every song I've ever recorded from the beginning of time. And he got music that I don't even have. And he'll tease me with music. I'm like, bro, like, let me get that, send that to me. He won't even send it to me. He got music. It's just, it's amazing. He's been with me that long. You talk about a good friend and loyalty. Yes. everything that I've been involved in, Casper has been by my side. Shout out to Casper, man.
Shout out to Casper. Casper has also been a wonderful, supportive person. Also, you know, I haven't met Casper myself, but I mean, just knowing everything that happened from last week to today, Casper is definitely instrumental in everything that's going on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on the side of the scenes. Okay. So I already imagine just the blessing of having someone like that in your life. I see Clizzy Houston is in the building now as well. We got
Clizzy Houston in the building. It's my guy, man. Shout out to Cliz, man. Love that guy, man.
He's another one that's been amazing. I mean, I wouldn't have met and had Asia Star on here, you know, without Clizzy. You know, diving into her sounds, her amazing music, you know, Sun Chief, their whole team is just incredible. So
Asia, incredible.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
I love her.
Humble people, okay? Humble people.
Right.
So circling ahead, because I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go forth, so don't mind me. Because you have had the opportunity to speak to some amazing people. We're not just talking about artists, we're talking about doctors, we're talking about advocates, we're talking about people, politicians, actors and actresses, just to name a few, okay, on this amazing platform that you have created called The Vibe Show 97.9 FM. Okay, talk to me about the beginning of The Vibe Show.
You know, it's funny because the Vibe Show was really just an idea. Casper always been talking to me about doing so much stuff. Like I say, he's been rocking out with me for years.
Yeah.
I'll never find another Casper. You know what I mean? So, you know, I value things that he say, but you know, after the last project, the last studio project that we created, which, you know, never ended up coming out because, you know, I ended up walking away from the record deal. But I had a deal with Atlantic Records in 2000. Wow. And we had been working on that project for some time, you know, which was some of the things that I sent to you. I just pulled out the vault, and because I wanted to share that with you. But me, I'm the type, I was so in love with music and the industry and everything that, you know, I was a big video person and I watched everything. And the more that I got closer to the industry, the more I started to learn things, and I learned that, you know, going through this experience with the deal with Atlantic and all of that, of course, the dynamics of the game changed. Of course, you know, there's not CDs anymore, records anymore, any of that stuff anymore. So, you know, here's, you know, streams and downloads and Napster and all this stuff started coming into play, or whatever. Things started, the dynamics of the industry started to change, of course. But as I got closer to the game, because Casper, tell you, anybody know how much I love music. Yeah. Like, you know, and for me to walk away and retire from doing it, you know, still hurts Casper to this day. But I felt like it was something that I had to do. I had to sacrifice my career to open up doors for other people, because I had been around it for so long. I understood. I had been trying to get a deal for so long. I spent over a decade trying to get on. Yeah. You know, going through failed deals, you know, hooking up with different people who, you know, selling dreams and saying this. I invested so much money into equipment, studio time, everything, you know, with trying to perfect my craft, you know, but this last time, you know, as I got that close to it, and, you know, being a producer, I produce my own music, write my own music, produce for a lot of people, you know, to get that close to it, it's just like, I'll give you a metaphor, like the Wizard of Oz. Picture going on this long journey, trying to get to Oz. And then when you get there, and the curtain is pulled back, you see that it's nothing that you've always imagined it to be as a youngster growing up, all the way into the opportunity to where you get ready, you have an opportunity to do a deal, and you get there and you see that it's just this illusion.
Yes. Yes.
It's not even really about the music at this point. When I was at that point, it wasn't about the music, because then it was about, you know, well, we could do a 70-30 co-op deal. And well, I'm like, well, I produce everything, I write everything or whatever. And it was crazy because it was like, it was like you got to get your followers up a little bit, and I was like, but the music is great though. They love the music, but they like, you know, we need to get your followers up. I'm like, followers? I'm like, you know, you just said the music was good.
Yeah, which one?
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it wasn't even about the music. It was about my influence at that time. You know what I mean? So, you know, it just really, it bothered me.
Yeah.
And I really was hurt, to be honest with you, to get that far after so many years and so much time and so much money invested into it to put together a great project. You know, we shot the video. We went out to Dallas with Mediamatic. We shot the video for F the Fame, and then they wanted me to change that up because I did a song called, which was one of the singles we did, called F the Fame.
Wow.
And we shot the video for it and everything, and they didn't want to lead off with that. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, we can't lose sight of the reason why we really doing this. It's not really about the fame, and all of that stuff comes along with it, but let's not gear away from creating amazing music and creating these experiences from life experiences and different things. Because I come up in that era where, you know, MCs was really like, you know, talking about different things or whatever, which I understand the culture shift because the game is younger now, which is why I understood that it was time for me to step down and focus on other things, because I only believed that I only thought that music was my only way out. Or the only skill that God had blessed me with, you know what I'm saying, with producing and you know, being in the entertainment business on that side. And it took me a long time to realize that I'm getting older. I invested a lot of money. I got more money going in than I got coming out. Yeah. It just wasn't making sense anymore. And then to get there to that point, I had to find something else. And one day, I was on the phone with my sister, and she was just like, you know, you got a dope voice. She's like, you know, everybody's podcasting and stuff. Like, man, you ought to create you a podcast. Yeah. And I never even thought about that.
Wow.
So, yeah, you know, and then I bumped into like my brother. I have some brothers and sisters on my dad's side, and my brother had, you know, put me on Anchor and all that. He was telling me all about it, and he had created this podcast, which I thought was super dope. And I was like, man, tell me about it. Yeah. Tell me about it. So he started running it down to me about how it works. I knew nothing about the podcast game or anything like that, because the Vibe Show started off as a podcast. Wow. Before it became, I invested into the radio world. Yeah. But, you know, so I got all the gems from him. He gave me the game. And I started my little podcast. You know, I had no equipment. I had nothing. I started that. So I used to record. The Vibe Show was just a podcast, and I was just interviewing my friends. I didn't have no celebrity reach or anything like that, which I knew a lot of people from being around the business for so many years, but, you know, not to the point where I can pick up the phone and be like, hey, look, you know, I got this. You know, it wasn't like that. Yeah. So I just was interviewing my friends and stuff, and I had no equipment. So I was just recording it on my phone and having my phone set up, and I had a phone, the landline phone, and I get them to call in on that phone, and I had a phone close enough to it on the speakerphone just to record it. Yeah. So that's why when people be like, well, man, I can't start my podcast, so I can't do this because I don't have the equipment. I'm like, you don't need the equipment. Like the earlier stages of my interviews were recorded like that with the speakerphone on the landline. They call into that line, and then I'm recording it on the Anchor on my phone. That's how a lot of my interviews was being recorded. I just was using what I had. So once I started doing that, I started anything that I do when I start doing it and I really get into it, like I'm really going to try to perfect it to the best of my ability, because it's got to be perfection. It's got to be the best. So I started to do research on how to make my show better. And so I started, you know, I had to curate, get my email thing together, structure my show. I had to try to get my stuff LLC and do all this. So I was doing everything to get it structured properly. So then I started to try to reach out to some of these celebrities, but nobody would give me no play. They was all like, you know, circle back when you get bigger, man. We don't know who you are. Right. A lot of people. We don't know who you are. And at that, like me, I just wanted to pay homage to them because I love the game so much. Yeah. I just want to show love. I love these people.
But you said
so as I started getting on that,
second King, you said something earlier though, which makes a lot of sense, because you said when you got there, even going to the other direction of being around these people, some of these people you're talking about paying homage to, and no disrespect to anybody. But I think when we realize, like you said, you realize and you open the curtains and you realize that, for one, they're human, but some of them are not humble human. You know, some of them do not know, again, no disrespect to anybody's belief, but many of them don't know God. So they're chasing something else other than that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, you know, I feel like I have to say this to you even now, because I feel you are so purpose driven. You know what I'm saying? We can't put a time capsule. We can't put a time clock on what he's doing. You know, even what we're doing right now, it's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? So I think all of it combined, your process, your music, the Vibe show, the Vibe One magazine, because we're going to talk about that in a minute. It's all a part of his plan, you know, because it's like,
absolutely,
you can't have one piece. You can't have the puzzle without all the pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're sitting here right now. People are listening. Somebody's gonna listen later. That's trying to get in and trying to break in, and it's like, break into where? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're here right now. This is it. This is it. We are here. You know.
We are.
It's taken me a long time. My mother she says it even till now. We're not too much far. I think we're a few years apart as far as age. So she says it all the time. I say, oh, when I get there, you are. This is it.
Right.
This is it.
Right.
You know?
I definitely agree with you on that.
So
it took me a long time to realize that too. Yeah. That, you know, my speed and my purpose is my purpose, and you know, it's already written already. You know, and I've taken the steps that, you know, God said you take one step, he's gonna take the rest. And I you know, I'm doing everything. And you know what's crazy about it though, Mo, is I'm more happier doing what I'm doing right now than doing music and being in the studio all day and being up all night and you know, being in all of these different studios and all of that stuff or whatever. I just realized, like, once I started getting into this, I realized that I had more power.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're making an impact. You know who?
Right.
You know who said this the other day? Was his name Jeff Bezos? You know, the founder of Amazon.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal was talking about this. He said when he realized that what Jeff Bezos said, he's a billionaire. You know, it's a lot of money, right? But he was saying when he started investing his time into what was going to make an impact on people's lives, is when he started making, you know, major milestones, major moves. Then of course all the money started coming. Obviously Amazon impacts everybody. I mean, we can find stuff that we can't find nowhere else. We go to Amazon to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So same thing with what you're doing, with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm the happiest too I've ever been. It's like I never would have thought I would be doing this. You know, we're doing
right.
Really, you know what I'm saying? We're interviewing. You know, and we not on Channel 5 doing it. You know, so I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so I just once I started getting into it, Mo, I started to do more research, and I wanted to open up doors, because I've seen, you know, how difficult it is. And a lot of people may not never get that opportunity to be on the Breakfast Club and you know, Drink Champs and all of these different people that they're trying to chase to get to. They may not never get that opportunity. So I was like, you know what? I want to create a brand where I can create opportunity for people, because I used to be in that space. I know what they feel like, you know, with creating something amazing and trying to, you know, get to these different plateaus, because they feel like that's the statue of where you got to be in order to be successful or whatever. But I realized, I was like, you know, I want to create something dope where I can highlight people. I can show love to people. And that's when I created the Vibe Show. And shout out to Young Bleed for giving me my first celebrity opportunity, because he's a legend to us. And he may not be big to everybody because he's not in the limelight like that anymore or whatever, but you know, Young Bleed is a legend to us. And he gave me my opportunity. Young Bleed was the first celebrity that I had on my show, and I will forever love Young Bleed. And I love him for that, because he didn't even hesitate. He didn't go check the stat sheet to see how many stats I had or how big my platform was or whatever. I reached out to him, and I knew his brother, but I didn't know Young Bleed personally. And he said, man, he was like, absolutely. He's like, let me know when you want me to be on there, man. He was like, I'll definitely come on there. And he came on there, and it was amazing. And from that point on, it went up from there.
Yeah.
But I would never forget Young Bleed giving me that opportunity, with no questions asked, to come on my show and bless my show. And he did that. And so many people tuned in to that episode. And it shined a different light on me when he done that for me.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that.
Shout out to Young Bleed. And you have actually,
absolutely.
Speaking of some of those other amazing people, of course, just to name a few, I'm just gonna name a few, okay?
Right.
Lazy Bone from Bone
Oh yeah.
Harmony.
That's my friend. He's my friend now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Don Robinson, amazing interview you did with Don Robinson covering the story.
That's my friend. I love Don.
Of In Vogue. Tawanda Braxton.
That's my baby. That's my sister right there. She always there for. I can call Tawanda right now, and she gonna pick up the phone. We gonna laugh, talk, chop it up. I'm like, hey, look, I need you to come on. I need you to do a radio drop. Whatever I need, she got me. Real.
Put them all in. Wendy Starling. We just got to see an amazing interview. Wendy Starling, songwriters.
Wow, that's my girl.
Asia Starr, who is on here right now.
That's my baby. Asia, I beat somebody up behind Asia. That's my girl right there, though. Asia is so amazing. I love some Asia, man.
Lily Jean.
Lily! Oh, my God. Lily was an amazing one.
Amazing interview. I loved every topic. I mean, everything. Real personal things again.
Monique Marie. Monique Marie. Amazing, dope interview. I love me some Monique.
I'm down with you. You making me.
Don't play with me.
Don't play. I was going to save myself for the end. Dirty Diana, A.B. Butler.
Oh, my God. That's my family.
Darius McCrary, Jade, okay, Lunel, Dr. Robin. I mean, the list goes on. So these are some amazing artists, doctors, actors, actresses.
Don't forget Beyonce, Daddy.
Oh my God, how can we forget about Mr. Knowles? Beyonce's father was on your show. You had an opportunity.
That touched my soul. You know what? You know what he told me? He told me this live on air, and if anybody ever get the opportunity, y'all go back and y'all check it out or whatever. But he told me, he called me by my name. He said, Kevin. He would say, young man, he was like, you know, the reason why I did this interview, he was like, because I checked you out. I really love what you're doing. He said, you are destined for success.
Yes.
I love your interview style.
Yes.
He was like, keep doing what you're doing. I love it. That's why I did this interview. I had my people check you out. I was like, wow. Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Matthew Knowles. I want to say,
how many people you know had Matthew Knowles on their show? I'm talking about like,
I don't know.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of you, King. And I want to say aloha to Miss Fit. Is it Fit Chick? Ladies Fit Chick. Let me go back. I keep seeing
Absolutely.
sexy,
Absolutely. Buddy the barber. Shout out to Buddy.
Aloha and mahalo. Of course, I saw it in the beginning, and you said you were in from Aloha.
Yeah, sexy fit chick. That's my girl. Shout out to she always showing love. She is so sweet.
Shout out to you, Queen. So let me ask you.
Oh, Malaka, we got Joe Torre and God Torre's sister on here. Malaka, shout out to Malaka. That's my girl.
Hello, Malaka, Queen Malaka. Eva is on here tonight. Everybody's here.
Oh, Eva, look. Eva is.
Eva,
look.
Her interview was last week too.
Eva be holding it down, man. That's my girl. Eva is on the Vibe team. Eva's our operations manager. Shout out to Eva, and she's an amazing artist as well. Shout out to Eve.
Yeah. Everyone is in the building tonight. I see my mama is on here. My cousin Joshua.
I know your mama not on here. Mama on here?
My mama is on here. Yes, she is black.
Not the queen. Shout out to Mama. I love you, Mama.
Black and pink. Yes, she on here. Joshua Tree.
Mama on here showing love.
My cousin Joshua Tree. We just, you know what? It's always.
Shout out, cuz.
Thank you so much. So, I always get into wordplay here, because of the fact that there's so many different words that I could put together. I mean, you being a beatsmith and a wordsmith.
Right.
I want to say a few words that I've recognized about you, but I want you to tell me what comes to mind first when I say these words, because I can say a first word that I put together about you that I said earlier. You're purpose-driven. You are purpose-driven. Okay. So no wrong or right answer. What's the first? Oh, there she is. Hey, Mama, I see you. Yes, Mama. Black and Pink 2328. Okay. So, what's the first word that comes to mind when I say this to you? Dedication.
Dedication. When you say that word, dedication, that's what I am.
Yes.
Like, I'm dedicated to my brand and everything that's involved with it, because that's what it takes. You got to be dedicated. There's nothing halfway about it. So that's what comes to mind. I'm dedicated to this, and I always have been.
Yes, you have. Trust.
Trust is everything to me, and it's something that I have had bad experiences with trusting people too much, with not evolving to the new way and looking at people for who they really are, because people show you who they are. You can only not be real with somebody for so long, because eventually the fake stuff is going to come out. So trust is very, very important to me, because I've been through bad experiences with trusting people who I believed in.
Well, you have a good heart is what it is. And people, they take that kindness for weakness. But, like you said,
right.
They can't stay hidden for too long. What goes on in the dark always comes to light. Boundaries. Boundaries. You freezing up on me, Keith? Can you hear me? Are we frozen, or is it me? A second.
Those lines of boundaries, people will always infiltrate, come in your space, and just take complete advantage of you.
Yeah.
So we have to have those boundaries. Definitely.
We froze for a second. Can you hear me, King?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I love it. Okay, a word I feel definitely about you: inspiration. Inspiration. I'm inspired by everybody. Ooh, amen.
So me being an inspiration to other people, it's like energy for me, because I try to be an inspiration for people, but people are inspiration to me. You are inspiration to me. Like, Asia, all of these, Malaka, all these amazing people, Lily, everybody, like everybody's inspiration to me.
Yes.
So I just feel like we're all inspiring each other by plugging into one another, and we just keep each other inspired. When we rooting for each other, we cheering for each other, we're seeing each other doing amazing things. So I just feel when you say inspiration, I just feel like we're all inspiring each other by our crafts and our work and what we're doing on a daily basis.
Amen. Tell me something that you would tell your younger self now that you're, of course, looking back and some of the things that you've obviously endured up to now. What is some advice that you would give your younger self if you had known?
I would tell my younger self to I would tell my younger self that the things that you went through, the mistakes that you made or whatever, I you know, don't be ashamed of those things, you know, because those things are what made us, speaking to my younger self as the older Kano, that's what made us who we are today from a mental standpoint, that we understand things a little bit better. We know how to navigate better. We understand why things are happening a little bit better. And we more mature, and we understand that those things that we went through are the experiences and the testimonies that can be shared in the present time. So don't be ashamed of those things. Share those testimonies.
Yeah.
Because it can help somebody in today's time in 2021.
Absolutely. I was laughing at Sexy Fit Chick. She said he's still young, Monique. He's still young.
Shout out to Sexy Fit Chick.
When I said your younger self. So I know a lot about your strengths, obviously, just at least a few of them. But I always want to ask, what is one of your weaknesses?
Love. I love people. And what I have to understand and realize is, and my mom always tell me this, just because you show so much love, don't expect everyone to show that same love back to you.
Hallelujah.
And I had to understand that, because I couldn't understand why, you know, and I'm gonna use Facebook as an example, right? And which is why I'm not really over there as much, because that's the space where people really know you at.
Yeah. That's
the people that you went to school with, you worked with, you've known at some point in time in your life. They know you from different chapters of your life. And to do something amazing that you're proud of and want to share that and display that, and for people to not show love on that, or something that you're proud, like that used to bother me.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't understand how you see somebody do something amazing and you just won't show any love. So I had to understand and realize that, you know, love was one of my biggest weaknesses. So I understand now. I receive the love from the people that love me. I love who love me. And those are the people that I rock out with, the people that you want to love you and you running behind and who never showing you no love. You got to let those people go and disconnect from the people, because you got a whole bunch of other people over here that might not know you, who, you know, you just met online or whatever, but they showing you so much love. Yeah. Why not rock out with those people?
Exactly.
They showing you love. The people that you want to show you love, they hating on you.
Yeah. That's sad.
They ain't sharing nothing or reposting nothing or telling a friend or telling them check you out or like, hey, yo, that's dope emoji, fish emoji, heart, whatever. They ain't showing you no love. So why chase after them people that ain't showing you no love?
Yeah.
And I had to realize that.
Yeah. Give energy to those who are showing you love. Don't give energy. My mom always says, stay out of the trash can. You know, like literally, like she'd be like, why are you still in the trash can? I'm like, wait a minute. You know, remember I told you my mom's Aquarius like you. So, you know, she'd be like, that tongue be
That's my twin. That's my twin.
Kept with that tongue. Like, are you still in the trash? Like, why are you even talking about garbage? Like oh my God, you know. But
right.
It's the whole point of saying, like, yeah, like, you know, show love to those who are loving you, and don't show so much love to what's negative. If we put so much emphasis on, you know, like we're talking about social media, comment, you know, or people that's not, that they know that they're not focusing, and they know what they're doing. It's intentional.
Right.
You know, and they
right.
to see you surpass them. So they continue to literally, I'm not going to say anything about what they're doing. I'm going to, well, you continue to do that. Because God is going
right.
to get, God will catapult, you know, his people, and he'll put you, he'll reward us in the open anyway. So that, like, whatever they're doing, they cannot stop his plan at all, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's just my take on it. What's the last concert that you went to? Pre-COVID.
The last concert that I went to, I think it was Chris Tucker's concert. Yeah, Chris Tucker came down, and I've never seen him in concert. And it was a really big thing for me because I'm a huge Chris Tucker fan. Like, I love that dude. And to see him in person, it was incredible. It was amazing.
Wow, I'm trying to figure out the last concert I went to, speaking of, if it's a comedian, I went to Mike Epps. I saw
Oh, that's my guy right there. That's my guy.
Yeah, he is.
I love me some Mike, man.
He is hilarious, King. He is so
all the time
funny. So if you had a choice to be an element, because I mean, you know about putting elements together, you know, mixing beats and sounds and making obviously amazing music. If you had a choice to be an element, and if it was water or fire, which one would you choose?
I would want to be a sound wave.
A sound wave?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now
I would want to be a sound that you could create with.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Elaborate.
You know, because just imagine, like, you know, from a producer's standpoint, I think that that's the dopest part of it. And shout out to Produced by Mizzle, my little brother on here. He would understand the lingo when it comes to creating music from scratch, from nothing, not going grab samples and, you know, putting different little things together with sample packs that's already together. I'm talking about just creating music from nothing, from a sound. Woo. And building from that. That was the passion part of the production side for me, was creating, putting different, you know, trying out sounds that other people not using. You know, any of my music that you hear, it all sounds different. And it, you know, of course, people different don't always get received right out the bat all the time. You know what I mean? Because you're not accustomed to those sounds. It's something new and fresh to your ears. That's why people are so conditioned right now, because they have you mentally conditioned a certain type of way too. If it doesn't sound like Lil Baby's music or that type of beat or that type of track, you don't want to give it a try. Or because you can't, because you conditioned to listen for the sounds that they have you programmed to hear. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you hear something new, man, I ain't feeling that, man. Like, I'm not feeling that. Yeah. So I mean, I would want to be a sound wave.
Okay, wow, that's pretty deep, King. I like that. So you know, I always have to ask the most important question of all. If you had to choose between Fritos or Lay's for a snack. Lay's chips or Fritos, which one would you choose?
Oh man, I guess I'll go with the Lay's joints, man. Like, it's a few Lay's that I like. You know what, man? As I'm getting older, it's just certain things I just don't like no more, man. Like, I used to love watermelon and all that stuff, and I used to love chicken like that and all. I don't like that stuff no more, man. Like, not as much. Like, I'll eat it, but I don't know. It's just certain things I'm just scared to eat stuff now, man. Like, it's so, you know, because when you get older, I'm a conspiracy theorist type of guy, man. I'll be researching stuff and looking into stuff or whatever, and might go look at the meat plant video, and that threw me all the way off. I'm like, oh man, I just can't do it no more, man. I'm scared to eat stuff now, man. I'll be mad.
I don't know what's in.
I don't know
what's in the package, even, you know. So
right,
you know,
right.
I'm starting to like a lot. My mom likes ginger a lot, so she turned me on to ginger. And then I started like boiling ginger and lemons together, because it's just good. It's so many benefits and attributes to drinking. It's like inflammation and just all kind of different stuff that it heals. But I just like to drink it like in the morning, warm it up. you know, make it like a two.
Right.
It's pretty.
Them blue nails, is that raw blue? What color that is?
This is actually called blueberry. I actually need a filter.
Blueberry.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm digging the nails. I knew you were gonna come with some. That's that trying to keep up with you, like trying to keep up with Asia Star with the glasses. I gave up. I gave up. I thought I had the flyest lenses, but
you know, I know about the
Asia, I can't keep up with Asia, man. I'm about to go and get with her guy, with her glasses guy now, man. I done gave up. She be killing them.
I used to actually keep, I'm with her, because I used to keep like literally a display case, you know, of course, when I was in the business.
Yeah.
I had found, what was it, Maui Gym, you know, Maui Gym. I ran into the Maui Gym rep, and they had one of those big old display cases they were getting rid of. So I'm like, don't get rid of it. It had a key and everything. So that means when my family comes, they can't open it. I be having the key here. I mean, I think it held like almost 100 frames in there. Just
let me ask you a question. I want to ask you something.
What?
Tell me your reaction when I sent you some music and you first heard, because I haven't listened to that music in a long time. Casper always throwing it on me all the time. Mizzle always trying to, man, you gotta, man, come on, man, you gotta. But like, tell me, like, what was your reaction? Like, what was your thought when I sent you some music?
My first thought, for one, I was shocked. I think I told you. I think it was in the evening when I first was listening to it. Because, you know, you had got me back on WhatsApp because I do not like, you know. So, but I was totally shocked because I did not know. And then I was just like, he's not, the first thing I said is he's not done. Really. I said, you know, the sound is timeless. Remember I said that when I responded. I was like, yeah, you did. Your sounds are timeless. You are not done. This shit is fire. You know, and that's the only thing I kept saying. He's not done. Like, for you to think, like, you could literally release this music right now and it would go, and not because it's sounding like any of the artists that we know. It's just because the shit is fire. You know. Yeah. Like, I appreciate that. Not the shit, but I mean, you know, understand. But it's it's fire. Like, and then to know, like I said, that you produce and you're recording. You're the recording artist. I mean, that's, you know, there's not too many that can do both. You know, I know Clizzy's still on here. I know Clizzy does both. Clizzy can produce, right, and rap, you know, and everything, you know. But there's not too many. Even still, some artists still venture off and use other producers. But to know that you literally were doing like everything, so you're not done. You know, I said this the other day to somebody, that when you have a calling, you'll continue to be called. So even if it's paused, if it's dormant, I took a 10-year hiatus myself, really. Even I was writing, you know, when I was selling Ray-Ban. Yeah, sure did. Selling Ray-Ban for 12 years. Then I didn't even tell you I was selling Tom Ford for 3 years after that. Yeah, I thought that was dope too, man. You told me that. So that's like 15 years. And look, I'm still Monique Marie. So when it comes to God, his timing is not our timing. You know, our timing is not his. I mean, he literally puts you out there when it, like right now, it's time for you to be seen now. I think if you probably would have did it younger, or vice versa, me younger, and I'm not meaning, we're still young. I'm meaning like 18, 17, we probably wouldn't be here, King. Right. You right. We wouldn't be alive. Because, I mean, I hate to say it, most of the greats are gone. Right. They're dead. Right. You right about that. You know, who we talking about here? Prince, Whitney Houston. Mike. Who? Michael Jackson. Luther Vandross. Man. DMX just. Aretha. I mean, just, they all of our greats, man. Like, you know. So. Marvin, I mean. Yeah. You're not done, is my point, though. And you know that. I mean, I know I'm happy about the Vibe Show 97.9 FM. But you're not done with music. You're not done. I hear you. Okay. So that's it. Interview's over. Talk about Vibe One Magazine, though, before we get out of here. I do want to talk to the people about Vibe One Magazine. Man, Vibe One Magazine was another, it just kind of something that morphed into a magazine, because when we came up with that idea, Vibe One, my idea, I just wanted to, Vibe One was supposed to be a cover.
That's it. It was supposed to be a cover that I just wanted to, every month, I wanted to pay homage to one person that I loved, and I wanted to display them on a magazine cover. That's all it was. And then that's what I started off doing. And then that morphed into people really digging it. Big name people hit me up like, yo, man, like that magazine is dope, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, hey, it's not really a magazine. It's kind of like, whatever it is, it's dope, man. I love it. So then I started thinking, I'm like, yo, I need to, maybe we could just do a cover and write a dope article about them. You know what I mean? Because I had a writer then. Yeah. And then we started doing that. Then that started to, we started getting different types of inquiries like, hey, how can we get an ad in the magazine and all of this and all that. So it just morphed into something just great. Where I was just like, yo, this is finna go. Then it started going from that to, yo, you know, where can I purchase the magazine? And there go the light bulbs going off. And I'm like, man, purchase, hold up, like y'all feeling it like that? So, you know, I was like, you know what, let me, you know, this thing is serious. People are really feeling the brand, the Vibe brand, you know, in general, because, you know, we still got Vibe promotions and all of that. So just the whole Vibe umbrella, I just was just like, it just makes sense. And we just morphed it into that. And that's what it is today.
Yeah. Well, it's incredible. I think everything, the whole Vibe brand, you know, I'm just,
shout out to Mel Love.
Mel Love. Oh, I see Mel Love. Hello, Mel Love. I saw you earlier. She's saying, what did she say? When is your birthday? To producer Mizzo. Oh, Mizzo's birthday is April 2nd. April 2nd.
Shout out to, that's my guy. That's my little bro.
Mizzo, my birthday is not too far after yours. I'm 420. That is my real birthday.
Wow.
Guess who else's birthday it is, King?
Who?
Luther Vandross.
Oh, sure is.
I heard it's also Hitler's birthday too. So you already know. Like, yeah.
I know. Right. I already know.
So what's next, King? Because you got a lot going on. I mean, you know, I already said the music. I know it's still gonna be. It's coming. It's coming back. It's not done.
Mills will say the same thing, but I ain't gonna lie, Mo. I like getting this chill money. I like sitting on this side chilling, right. And I don't want to be on the stage no more like that. That light, I really like. I've tried, like, cause you know my son Versus do music and you know Young D, my artist, and all of that. But it's like I live it through them now.
Yeah. So, but
I live it through Mizzo producing and I live it through them. It's like I'll be finding myself like I hear dope beats all the time and I'll be like, ooh, like Motivation and Jadakiss and them just did something super dope. And I'm like, man, they sent it to me because I get a lot of exclusive stuff. I'm like, man. So I find myself trying to, man, I'm like, man, I'm about to get up on this. Like, whoa. And then I'll be like, man. Yeah, I ain't messing with this stuff, man. I don't want to do that.
Just said we got work to do, man. So I'm with him.
See what I'm saying? That's why I don't like talking to them. I don't like talking to him. I don't like talking to Casper for a long period of time because they always find some way to reel you back in. And I'm happy, man. I'm retired. I don't want to be an artist, man. I just want to just do what I'm doing.
Welcome back.
I like talking to people.
Welcome back.
And now there you go.
So now you gonna stop talking to me now? I said welcome back. We're going.
I can't stop talking to you.
Okay, so I'd like to ask you this: would you write for others?
Would I write for others? I'm you know, I think I would. I think I would write for others if an opportunity presented itself. I got tons of songs and R&B songs I've written and all type of stuff like that that's in the archive. But man, I'm so excited and on fire with what I'm doing right now in the direction that the Vibe brand overall is going in and the doors that's been opening and the opportunities and the people that I've become friends with within, you know, doing what I'm doing right now. It's just like, I want to be on the side where I can create opportunity for people. That's what I like to do. I like to be in this position of power to be able to create opportunities because I've become the plug by being connected to so many different my celebrity friends. Like I can open up these doors and get different people connected with different people, whether it's magazine labels or A&R, whatever. I know everybody right now, and I like that. I like being able to connect the dots.
I know, Ken. I know. Well, that's all right. We're gonna still keep promoting your music.
Look, I'm surprised you ain't played a joint, man. If you don't care, you don't listen to me. You don't listen to me.
You're not gonna play nothing that's not. We didn't have these folks take no inches or no seconds of nothing. Okay.
Right.
I told you that. We want.
Oh, that mercy.
Yeah, we ain't. I don't play that.
I just love you.
I'm too scared of that. I don't play when it comes to copyrights and publishing, and these folks is desperate and hungry. Okay, and they know who they are. So without of course keeping you all night, in closing, I want to say thank you just for taking the time out tonight of your day, because you are a busy man, and I want you to tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find, of course I know here, but talk to the people who are meeting you tonight, where they can find you on YouTube and any other platforms that we need to know about.
Is Eva my assistant on here? I need. Let me see. If I can remember that. I can always lean on Eva for every doggone thing. Let me see. If you hello people. If you are trying to follow me out of the kindness of your heart, and you can find me on Instagram at the Vibe Show 97.9 FM. You can find me on Instagram. If you want to follow me out of the kindness of your heart, it would be gladly appreciated. Let me see. It's on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, which well, we're going through some problems on Twitter right now, but we are over there. Yes. The Vibe Show over there. Facebook, The Vibe Show. Also, if you know, we are a radio station. We are a syndicated radio station. So it's not just about what's happening on Instagram, but if, you know, we are playing amazing music 24/7. You know, so you guys could log on to www.thevibeshow97.9. No, I'm sorry. www.thevibeshow979.net. And we are playing the latest music. We playing old music. Like, we are mixing it up. We play good music 24/7, and artists that's trying to get their music played. Y'all make sure that y'all holler at Eva, the Vibe Show 97.9. If you are trying to get your music in rotation, y'all holler at us. If you're trying to get promotions, you can follow us on Vibe Show Promotions on Instagram as well. Well, that's our platform where we promote dope artists. If you got dope visuals, videos, and stuff, make sure you holler at Eva, the Vibe Show 97.9. She'll get you plugged up, or we can get you in the mix with getting your videos and stuff displayed on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. We need those subscriptions up. Follow us on YouTube at the Vibe Show 97.9. If you want to email us some information or literature or music, MP3s or whatever, email us at thevibeshow97.9@gmail.com. We are a full service brand. Yeah. So we do promotions and all of that stuff, or whatever. You're trying to get radio promotions. You got new music coming out. Make sure that you guys holler at us. We do show love. Holler at us, yeah.
And you know it's a vibe, okay? It's a vibe. Everything vibe. Okay.
Everything vibe. Can I say one thing before we get out of here?
Absolutely. Turn this down.
Listen, yeah. I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, the ones that may have got on and got off or whatever, and the ones that are still on here right now, I want to tell you from me, and I speak for my team as well, thank y'all so much. It has been a long journey, and we still got a lot more to go. But it's a lot of people that's been supporting us since day one still riding with us. Even when the old platform was hacked and we was at 241,000, they came, found us, and a lot of people done popped back up. And I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for always supporting me and holding it down. Like, for real, that means so much to me. It's so much bigger than just, you know, following and liking and all. I really, really value and appreciate you guys. We are independent and we are building something special.
Yeah.
And every like, that's why I make it my business to show everybody love. I don't care how big I get or how big this platform get. I'm going to always show love back to the people that show love to me and that follow me and take time out of their busy schedule to show love and hit that like button and drop a comment or whatever the case may be or whatever, man. I appreciate your time. I value your time and I value the love that you show to the Vibe Show, to my team, to Eva, to Casper, to Latifa, to all of my people, man, who and y'all migrating that love even over to Monique, my face behind the brand. Just we all showing love. Thank y'all so much. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate everything. We got a long way to go. We not what we supposed to be at yet. We still grinding and getting there. But you guys are the real champions and the reason why we continue to grind and do this every day. So thank you so much. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart, literally. Thank y'all. And thank you, Mo. I love you too.
Love you too, King. And this episode 103 will be available on the YouTube channel shortly after. You click the link in my bio, go to the Face Behind the Brand YouTube channel, and this amazing full interview will be up in case you came on last or later. This full episode from the beginning will be up in about, I would say, about 10-15 minutes. Okay.
Let's toast, Mo. We didn't even toast. Toast to me and you. Toast to us. Toast to our brands. I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, I've been drinking water and lemons and ginger tonight.
To the future.
To the future. You know it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
I see you soon.
I love y'all.
Love y'all.